good morning to you and many thanks for joining us on Galaxy. Today coming to you from Galaxy Television. My name is Justin Akadone. Security is in the news all over Nigeria because a whole lot of Nigerians are actually under the... Alright, I will take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's still Galaxy today. The state of the nation's economy leaves much to be desired. Nigerians grapple with one sort of issue to the other on a daily basis. Sometimes the arguments get heated.
Minimal. That is what is taxable.
Tempers even flare.
There is a high level of unemployment and poverty in the land.
Military did not come and bomb villages of innocent people.
His action is coming very late because
we asked the legislature, to reduce your salaries. Perhaps some of them should even say by half.
On Galaxy today, we'll take a no-holds-barred approach to issues and trends. We bring prominent Nigerians from all walks of life to bear their mind on human angle stories. Join us on Galaxy today. Galaxy today, discussing issues as they trend. Due to some technical error. Security is our focus on this fourth segment of Galaxy today because there's been killings all over Nigeria. Just yesterday we heard about more killings, fresh killings in Benue State and some part of Nasarawa State. And because of that, the House of Representatives has summoned President Muhammadu Buhari to appear before it to explain issues of killings and security in Nigeria. Plus, also in the news, the Senate has also summoned the Inspector General of Police concerning recent security situations, plus the arrest of Senator Dino Melaya. My name is Justin Akadome. Welcome on board.
Yes, a very big morning, good morning, big welcome to Galaxy today and Uche Onyekulije. Like you rightly said, in short after then we'll also be looking at family values. Are they rooted? And of course, you know that today being lifestyle would try to look into things and then details of how to make our lives better when it comes to family front and of course society as well. Well, like you rightly said, in case you also want to join and be part of this, you can send your questions. Do not call the numbers that will be written on the screen shortly while we go into this. And of course, we have a guest in the studio. I'll allow Justin do that.
Yes, we have a legal practitioner joining us this morning to look at the major security issues bedeviling our nation. Plus, you can also interact with us via our various social media platforms using the hashtag Galaxy Today. Ahmad Abbas is with us here today. Many thanks for joining us on Galaxy Today.
Good morning, good to have you.
Thank you.
All right, just yesterday, the Senate has resolved to summon the Inspector General of Police concerning the arrest of Senator Dino Melaya and all of other issues that have actually happened over time. Let us just take a critical look at his arrest so far, at all the drama that played out at the airport, plus the siege that was laid at his house. All of this in order.
Thank you, Justin. This is my opinion.
Okay.
The Nigerian police have a statutory power to invite anyone on the basis of an allegation. And wherever they find you, they have the right to invite you. And I think in a decent society, when you have an invitation by the police, what you need to do is to inform your legal practitioners, your legal advisors, to say, I have an invite from the Nigerian police, and I would want you to accompany me there so that you can be privy to whatever allegation I have been alleged to have committed. That's standard procedure as a legal practitioner. If you call me as a client, I have police invite. I'll simply tell you what date is on the invite. Oh, we've been asked to report at Panti on Monday morning by 10 a.m. I will be there with you to listen to the police allegation. They have a statutory rights, and there's nobody that is above the law. Once you are invited, you should make yourself available. The courts are there. The worst that will happen is for the police to say, we are charging you to court. Charging you to court is not a sentence to death. The court is simply saying, come tell me your own side of the story. So there is nothing mysterious, there's nothing untoward in the invitation of the police. We all should heed police invite. Yes.
Okay, looking at the way he was arrested, before now he's been saying that he would prefer to be tried in Abuja than Lokoja, where he suspected that he might be assassinated. And we were told from reports that he wasn't, he actually followed the police voluntarily, only for him to be dragged into the vehicle and was heading towards Lokoja. Do you also think that that's right from the eye of the law?
You see, I would admit that sometimes the tactics of our police officers sometimes could need some refining. But Dino Melaya himself has also created a drama around the whole scene. You were traveling out. You were stopped by the immigration officers that they have a tip-off from the police that you are a wanted man. You were prevented from traveling. You went back to your house in Abuja. The police came to your house and rightly informed you that you are wanted at the station. Look, Dino Melaye is a national figure. He's a national figure. He can't disappear into thin air. Call your aides, call your legal practitioners, and let them accompany you to the police station. And there, I know they will definitely inform you, we are charging you to court. To what court? To the High Court in Lokoja, no problem. The police may not allow your lawyer to probably sit with you in the same car, but he's allowed to carry, he's a figure. He has the resources. He could charter 100 people, charter a vehicle of 200 persons to say, accompany me between Lagos from Abuja to Lokoja, where I will be arraigned. And if you feel your life is under threat, you are also entitled to put it out there in the domain.
Which he did. Well,
yes, then you now wait for the outcome. Your lawyers are already aware. You can't say because you are afraid of being tried or of being assassinated and or killed, and the police says you have a criminal allegation hanging on your neck. You should be in a hurry also to prove your innocence. And where do you do that? It's in the court of law. Okay. And it has the resources to employ the services of the best legal minds in this country. And let me also reassure Nigerians that sometimes we still have laws guiding and protecting people. It may take you time to prove your innocence, but it's always better go the whole log to establish your innocence before the court of law rather than trying to dodge. Because most times, if you don't have anything to hide, I tell my clients, I say, look, for example, let me tell you, the standard practice in this part of the world is that the vast majority, and I say this with profound respect and humility, vast majority of our legal practitioners sometimes connive with some police officers. When your client has a case to answer in the court, sometimes in some stations, they demand for bribe, for bail. And once you accede to that request, I tell people, I said, you are reinforcing a wrong value system. Because you are simply telling some of those police officers, not all of them, some of them, you are simply emboldening them to do what is wrong. And that is weakening the fabric of the society. Because when another legal practitioner who does not believe in that kind of style comes before a police officer to say, I won't give you a bribe, he simply asks you, are you a Nigerian? Aren't you living here? Because the standard practice is that legal practitioners will connive with police officers to collect money from their client and share. So my approach has always been, please, officer, if my client has a case to answer, the appropriate place to bring him to prove your case is a court of law.
No. Okay, all right.
Okay, so I like us also.
Before we come to that, let us just because at the plenary yesterday, most of the senators reacting to this particular situation, they called it an embarrassment on the senator of the alleged harassment of Senator Dino Mele. Most of them were profoundly against the way the whole process is going, and they had this to say. Let's take that report. We'll be right back.
I will kill myself. Let's go to court. You're taking somebody to court. So that you go and kill him there. The language you spoke to us, we are going to court.
Exactly. Are you not the one I told that they know where we are going?
Which court do you want to meet over there? The woman that you go and kill him.
That the IGP, even me for the last 48 hours, I have not been able to reach the IGP. I have tried so many times to find out what is the situation. I think that is not a disrespect to me as an individual, but to this institution. Because we cannot talk about security without collaboration with the legislation. And this kind of attitude must stop if we truly want to sustain and create an enabling environment. As we all said, we're not talking about the merits of what he did or did not do. There's procedures and there are ways of finding this out.
When we begin to bring a government that a lot of people also supported to be here, to use whatever happened as to implicate the government, I think, I think I'm against that. We should face the issue. I'm not in support of what happened to Dino. And immediately that Omar Gege has been led away by police, you will know that the sanctity of this place has been invaded upon. And if anybody will be taken away, it has set an example. Because whatever happens here, we should be able to take it as good statesmen and women to address it intimately.
We have seen an increasing age towards a totalitarian state. Peaceful protesters are crushed with force. Court orders are violated. An onslaught against democratic institutions, and also a clear breach and consistent erosion of our democratic values.
We can't believe that we are not allowed to see our colleague who has been hospitalized. I think it's important, Mr. President, that this issue must be looked into. Because the way it is going, all the security agencies don't have any atom of respect for these senators. Last time I visited our colleague, Senator Peter Mwaboshi, at the EFCC. I saw the sorry condition, how he was kept. And I keep asking myself, can't a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria be respected?
Now, because the police said they cannot give him food because they will say the police they will not trust their food and the hospital will not trust their food. Dino has mentioned 2 of his cooks that they can bring food. And again, they said we should reach out to those cooks so that they can prepare food and send to him. Because it's very important that he must eat. Because if he doesn't eat, the drug will not even work on him. So I don't want to say that one. So that we can send, we have already told the DCOS, if we can get in touch with those ones, to prepare food and send to them. Before in answer, when they come, they will taste it and all the rest.
Mr. President, I don't feel that the way and manner Dino has been handled is the best way to handle it. Is belittling, is demeaning. All of us are demeaned in the person, in the way Dino is handled. That's not the way it should be done. And I rise and join for voicing with my colleague here that the security agencies, and i.e. the police, the DSS, should be here to explain the whereabouts of Dino and explain why he should be handled the way he's being handled. A sitting and a serving senator, handled like just a common criminal on the street that way. That is condemnable.
Hello? Yeah. What?
after sitting in the Senate today, we resolved to come here because for 24 hours we had not heard or know of the state of Senator Dino. We're happy that we just seen him. He's nice intensive care. He's stable for now. Though he has not eaten for the last 24 hours, trying to resolve that. He's on fluids and he's been seen by cardiologists, by all specialists to try and ensure. As you know, he also has a lot of underlying issues. He's asthmatic, so we're a bit concerned. But for now, we thank God he's stable. I want to thank the management of the National Institute, by the chairman, our former speaker, for the professional and the medical staff for what they've been able to do so far. As for now, he's stable, he's being monitored, and we continue to pray for him that he fully recovers from his present predicament here.
Welcome back. It's still Galaxy. Today you just heard a cross-section of senators debating as regards the arrest of Senator Dino Melaye, and of course the way it was actually done. Barrister Ahmed, you heard their debates. Most of them are saying their own opinions that it is actually the minimum. What would you react? How would you react?
I think they're having a misconception. A misconception in the sense that the senators do not have immunity.
Okay.
And they can be invited by any security agency for questioning, for interrogation. And they are under obligation to honor such invitation. It's in the public domain that Dino Melaye was actually invited by the police, and he refused to turn up. And the police will not fold his arm and treats a senator as if he's above the law. That's setting a very dangerous precedent, a very serious allegation. I feel, as a honorable man, once your name is under scrutiny, your integrity as a person, your character as a person, you should be in a hurry to demonstrate to the public that this is a serious allegation that I will not take lying low. You were alleged to have armed some thugs at the airport road in Abuja, gave them AK-47 rifle, that a young man has mentioned your name. He's in detention presently. Mentioning your name, you should be in a hurry. Get as much legal representation as you can get, and be on your way to Kogi to clear your name, to demonstrate to the entire world that you're a honorable man. Invading police invitation, I don't think it will augur well. And once you have disregarded a respectful invite by the police, you are simply throwing caution into the wind, and they will forcefully get you to bring you before the law. They have the power of arrest, forceful arrest.
So the police is not erred in any way?
They have not erred in any way, as far as I am concerned. They have not erred in any way, because he created the drama. I'm sorry, I don't have any problem with Dino Melaye. He created the drama. Look, let me give you a typical example. Just off your street here, Adebo Isholanke, a man was invited. He sells land and all the rest of them. Somebody reported him to the EFCC. EFCC came in his absence. The man was not in the office, and they misbehaved. The officers misbehaved by arresting and assaulting staff. In the man's office, one of the staff called me. I wanted to speak to the officer. The officer refused picking the call. He even confiscated the boy's phone, and the phone fell on the ground, and it was damaged. Incidentally, one of the lady officers that was assaulted, the staff that was assaulted, her mother is a military woman. And that girl had medical challenge and almost fainted. They went to EFCC, And the senior officer in charge said he didn't even know about the operation. And so he reprimanded the officer for arresting staff of a man that he didn't see. Subsequently, they issued an invitation letter that said the chairman of the company should come. We went. That's what they ought to have done in the first instance. And we went. We honored the invite. And we got there. We stated our own side of the story. That same day, the man was granted bail. He went home. They asked him to come back the following week. We were there. They asked him to come back another week. We were there. And the man said, one of the officers that was investigating the matter said, no, this man doesn't look like a criminal. Criminals don't show up on the basis of your invite. They would have absconded. For him to have, honored our request to appear every week. Please, I think this man should just have his peace and come back 1 month's time. We'll keep investigating the matter and take a decision. That's what a honorable man should do.
Okay, but looking at it, there's a bit of rift between Dino Melaye and Kogi State Governor. Do you think in any way that this could be political? It could be a setup or something?
I don't have any doubt as to that. Yes, certain things could be set up. He's a man of means. Dino Melaye is not a poor man that could just be assassinated or killed. He has the resources to defend himself. The worst that will happen is they will charge him to court. And like I said, even if his life is under threat, he has a right to voice out to the court. We were in a matter before injustice in Lagos, where some suspects were being tried for armed robbery, conspiracy, and rape. And the major witnesses were being threatened. And we brought it to the attention of the court. And the court told the suspects point blank that if anything happens to these witnesses, you are going to be in trouble. And everybody will be very careful. Until date, nothing has happened to the witnesses. And they've been given the evidence. So he has a right to bring it to the attention of the court. I'm afraid for my life, and the court knows what to do. The court knows what direction to look and give stern warning. There's still a rule of law in this country.
Okay, but as it is right now, the Senate has summoned the Inspector General of Police. Invariably, what case does he really have to answer?
For me, I do not see the IG's appearance in